Guys, hello and welcome to the THQ podcast. In this episode, it's going to be a short, sharp episode because I want you to make a note of this. I want you to make a note on your phone. I'm going to give you the top 10 ways to burn body fat. So, the reason I want you to make a note of it is because if you ever aren't doing these basic, simple habits, then you know that's why you've gained fat. Because if you don't think at some point you're going to gain a little bit of body fat, then you need to be aware that you are going to. Right? You need to know that at some point you may gain a little bit of body fat. You need to have these 10 foundational ways that you know you can just revert to, and am I doing majority of these? If you're not, get back to doing them. Never be sucked in to some stupid fad. So you need to know your goal and where you're at the minute. So you need to have a big goal, an end goal, and a mini goal. So that could be like, you got a big goal you got a holiday coming up. Right, you've got a holiday coming up, that's your big goal. Now you need to sort of mark out, you have a set of targets. So you think, right, I'm going to break this down into 6 weeks. So I'm going to have an end goal for this. I'm going to work towards that 6-week goal. And then you break it up into mini little targets. Like I'm going to start to train 3 sessions a week. I'm going to start to prepare my food 5 days a week. These mini little goals, write them down. Have it at some point on your this is task 1. Have you got a goal? Whether it's a big goal, have you got an end goal, or have you got a mini goal? You need to understand what it is right now. You need to something to follow, just something to work towards. Family and friends. Now, have you explained to your family and friends what it actually means to you? Like sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish to be kind, because me personally, I know that I'm a lot nicer and a lot better person to be around if I'm looking after number 1 as well. So if I'm looking after my own health, my own fitness, my everything, how my mental state and everything, I'm a better friend, I'm a better husband, I'm a better dad, everything. I'm a better person in general. I'm a better business partner. I'm a better everything that I do, right? If that I'm looking after myself, right? So if you have that notes in your phone, that if you aren't looking after yourself, or you aren't prioritizing that, have you talked to your family and friends? Like maybe like your partner's asking you to maybe eat too many times in the week, like eat out too many times in the week, or eat too many takeaways, and you just sort of going along with it, but you feel like it's making you a worse person. So you need to sort of have you actually spoke to anybody about how you're not hitting your goals, the people that are closest to you? Have you not spoke to anyone? If you haven't, then do it. Make sure you do that. Make sure your family and friends are in line with your goals as well. The basics. Stop snacking. Eat 3 to 4 meals a day of meats and fish, vegetables, decent carbohydrates, fats in moderation, and make sure that you feel full. That's it, right? Are you doing that? Ask yourself, are you doing that? If you're not doing that, start doing it, right? We know that sitting down, eating meals is always going to be superior. And if you ever see yourself going off track, I guarantee that's the first one that goes. Stop preparing food and you start snacking. First one every time. So again, snacks, to add on a little bit of snacks can still be later in the evening, can be in between meals, but I guarantee if you've gone off track, then you're having snacks instead of meals. So snacks are only ever in between meals or at the end of the day, because you'll naturally eat less because you're full. Only if you're full. Only if you prioritize eating decent foods. So this is the biggest one. Like especially if you've been a member for a long time, tracking calories is the number 1 thing to get back on track, or stay on track, or understand food volume. Like the thing is with tracking calories is we don't, unless you're following a strict plan like a shoot, you have to be so rigid in everything that you're doing. But tracking calories just makes you aware of what you're actually eating and what you're actually doing. Like that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest power of tracking calories, is that sometimes if you go out for a meal, or you have something, you can't actually guesstimate how much you actually have correctly. It's just making you aware. You're putting it in, you're keeping it, you're making it aware, you're giving yourself some sort of accountability, because I guarantee it works every time. Making yourself aware, downloading MyFitnessPal and tracking your calories again. Eating 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein per day. Are you doing that? Right? because that will make you full, that will make you get stronger, that will get you build your body shape a little bit more, make you perform better in the gym. So if you come to the gym and you perform better, you will leave feeling energized, your endorphins will go, and yeah, that was worth going, that was worth the madness that it's taking me to sort my life out to get to the gym for 45 minutes. It was worth it because you've done well. That comes from eating a gram per pound of body weight of protein, or 0.8 gram per pound of body weight, or just eating protein with majority of meals. Make sure that's on the notes. Make sure that's one of your disciplines that you know you need to go back to. Are you training minimum of 3 times a week? Not just turning up, not just going through the motions. Are you making sure that you're actually committing to these 3 times a week training sessions, exercising 3 times a week, and when you're here, you're applying yourself and you're pushing yourself to get better, right? Are you doing that? If you're not, if you're making excuses and you're ending up once or twice a week, if you're going through the motions, you need to again look at these notes on your phone, think, right, am I doing that? Always revert back to it. Am I hitting 10,000 steps a day? Am I planning walks with the family if I'm struggling to do that? Am I walking further away and parking my car further away than I usually would do? Like making sure that you're committing to doing this 10,000 steps every single day. If you're not doing that, again, that's quite a lot of calories per day that you're not burning. Make sure you do that. There's ways and means of hitting 10,000 steps a day. Just do it. Make sure you're doing it. I like to have one vice. Like my vice is drinking. Like I do like a drink, but I keep that discipline and never drink in the week. And like I never drink if I've got something like work the next day or anything like that. Sometimes I have a little bit of a few drinks on a Sunday and things like that. But generally, like I have my one vice. Like I'm very disciplined with my food. I'll have a few little cheat meals throughout the weekend, probably not a lot, but generally my vice is I like drinking. So I make a lot of sacrifices. I never miss gym sessions. I always train as hard as I can. I always eat well. I do that. And just having one thing, you can't have like, right, well, you like drinking all weekend, but at the same time, you can't drive past McDonald's without going in. And if something happens, you'll jump at the chance of missing the gym. Like, they're 3 or 4 vices. So you need to have one thing that you want to do that's going to actually not stop you from achieving your goals too much. Like, you have all the information you will possibly need. Stop like waiting for next week to start. Like if you've got these wrote in your phone now, these notes and these disciplines, like there's never a good time to start. If you have found yourself gone off track, or even if you're procrastinating about getting started, or actually you've got all the information that you need, make sure that you are doing one of these foundational habits. Make sure that you actually start to build on what you're actually doing. Make sure you actually pick 2 or 3 or 4 of them and actually do them, because it's not complicated. You've just slipped out of a routine, or you're finding it hard to get into a routine. So that is the best ways to burn body fat. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, anything I can answer, any questions you want, click the inquiries link in the below and I'll be happy to help. But until next time, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Take care.